Welcome back, everyone. Well, I don't know about you, but let's say you're thinking about a career, right? And you think, oh, I'd really like to work with people, and I'd like to work with businesses, and I certainly want to work with the community. All right, so that maybe is the good side of it. How about the other side, which is that you have hundreds of bosses, if not thousands of bosses, who are every day want something from you, want to tell you how you might have done something a little bit better, and ask you about what's going to happen tomorrow concerning them. All right, how about ribbon cuttings? We could add that to the list. We could add fundraisers to the list, and then realize that there's probably only 24 hours in any single day. Well, it takes a certain kind of person to be able to have the kind of qualifications to be the head of a chamber of commerce. And we're so fortunate because Trish Rogers, who runs ARCC, a chamber right here in our community, fits the bill. And I don't know how she does it, but we're going to find out. So hiya, Trish. How are you?
Jesse, I'm so good. How are you?
Good. I know you are. How is it possible that you're always good? I see you everywhere, and you make everybody feel as though they're special. You make them feel as though, yes, this is the most important thing I've got to do. And like I said, I don't know offhand how many members there are in the chamber, but that's hundreds, if not thousands, of bosses.
I'm going to tell you, Jesse, we're over 1,000 now, and that's exciting. So
that's really that. Congratulations to you, because you and your team there make that possible.
Yeah,
I
feel really lucky. Sorry, you just really hyped me up tremendously. I appreciate that. Thank you. But I said to my daughter last night, knowing that you and I were going to have a conversation, I feel so lucky because this community is so, truthfully, it is so special. It really is. So I'm the lucky one.
Well, you know what? You and I know so many of the same people, right? Mm-hmm. And are lucky enough to call them friends.
Correct.
And it stuns me. We ran into it when we started going down the path of challenges facing youth. Right. How you jumped in, how Liza Ockendorf jumped in, how all business leaders in the community jumped in. That was only one example. There are many examples. Take even that lunch with your legislators, or breakfast with your legislators, whatever it turns out to be. I mean, the way the community shows up for things. It is a very, very unique community for sure. Hey, Trish, it's no secret you play such a pivotal role. You know businesses and entrepreneurs, especially one of my favorite things in the world is being an entrepreneur. And just thinking to myself, they're coming with really special needs. They have things that they dream about, that they've dreamt about. They're putting their life savings into things. They're trying to put their name outside in front of a storefront or on a website or something like that. What does that feel like when you're walking somebody through that kind of process?
Yeah, there's something really special about that, right? It's scary for them. Exciting. I feel like it's all the emotions. And Ava, our membership manager, she has a gift of, she's such an empath and a great listener that she's so good at being able to find solutions, right? Because everyone is unique. People come to us to join the organization for all different reasons, right? But we feel really lucky to have an arsenal of resources to help small and large businesses if you're just starting up or if you're looking to expand. And like you just mentioned, this partnership, right? When you have someone come to you asking for a resource, it's about people. And we have such great relationships out in the community and everyone is eager to help.
You mentioned her. She's terrific. Amanda's terrific too,
Yep.
Whom we have a lot of contact with, as you know. And it is, but that role of chamber president, and I think, 3 years? Am I right about this now? 3 years for you?
Yeah, Jesse, it was just 3 years on August 1st. Isn't that crazy? I feel like the last time we talked, it was when I was kind of like this, when I was, pretty new in the role. I remember sweating bullets in the other office.
Yeah, right. You know how to roll with them, darling. I'm telling you right now. Problem comes at you. It's a challenge. You just look at it like, take a deep breath. We're ready to fire here. We're ready to go. You have so many wonderful programs and things. I made a list here of just some things I wanted to talk to you about.
Sure.
One of the programs, and I think it's shifted a bit, is this Leadership Adirondack program where you
Ooh.
tie together managers at different levels in different businesses, get them to volunteer with non-for-profits. Now, if I've got it right, you kind of expanded that and included non-for-profits themselves. What happened with this?
Yeah, that's a great question. And thank you for bringing that up because it's something we're really, sometimes you make shifts and things and you're like, how's this going to play out? But we were really excited. What we did, so our Leadership Adirondack program, we have a facilitator. This past year, it was Brian Rollo. So he's a leadership trainer. He comes in and he spends 12 weeks with 16 participants with businesses all through the community. And so it's an investment, right? For sure. Businesses are investing in these employees to take it to the next level. So in the past, this class would do one fundraiser and present the check to one nonprofit in the community. So this past year, we decided to kind of mix it up a little bit because we think that there could be a greater impact, right? We have so many nonprofits, as you know, in our community, so many wonderful nonprofits. So we had these individuals each donated 10 hours to a different nonprofit project in the community during their Leadership Adirondack time. And then they were able, at the graduation, they were able to come up at the podium and they did their public speaking. Some of them, it was their very first time, right? And they were able to speak about this nonprofit that they served during their time in the Leadership Adirondack program and let them know the impact they made. So from our perspective, it was, we touched so many more, 16 nonprofits. Also, the people in that audience, some of them didn't know, right, of other nonprofits in the community. Some of them didn't know the work that was being done, right, at Family Services right down the street, or the Way House, or the World Awareness Children's Museum. So it felt like it was a great way to educate the community. And then my favorite part, some of these graduates from the program, now they're sitting on their boards, Jesse, right? So they're really stepping into leadership and giving back to the community. So cool stuff.
Well, you know what? You know that we're a non-for-profit, Look Media Resource. And when I was listening to you just talk like that, I was thinking to myself, there's another thing too. You get very, I don't know if I got the right word here, Trish, but it's not that you're self-conscious, but, you're kind of out there on your own as a non-for-profit. You're on a mission, you're trying to do something. And when you're in the company of other non-for-profits and you see they have the same challenges, they have the same things, they're looking to try to accomplish the same things in their own specific categories, it gives you strength. It gives you that sense that you can do the support. So really, hats off to you. I think that's an absolutely wonderful program. Hey, I got a couple of things I want to go through here. My wife and I, Antoinette, whom you know real well,
I love her.
is she and I were in Greenwich this past weekend. Extended family, really close friends of ours for 50 years, and their kids and now grandkids and stuff. And it was just wonderful. And one of the people there from town and said that there was something going on between their chamber and ARCC. You're joining forces in some way, is what I took out of it.
Yeah, I'm so excited about this, Jesse. So I'm going to beam for a second and probably start flailing. You know how I roll. So I think it became official July 7th. We sent out a press release. So back to Greenwich. Wow, what a community, right? That downtown area is so special. Washington County, which is a big part of the ARCC's footprint, right? And we're all in and supporting that county as well. So so the Greenwich Chamber has been without an executive director for a couple years now and has been run by their board. And they're killing it, right? This board of directors, all volunteers, doing such a great job. But we were able to have a few conversations about ways that the ARCC could help support the Greenwich Chamber. So we came together as the Greenwich Chamber is now an affiliate member of the ARCC, which is super cool, which has helped us get our membership up to over 1,000 members. And we are able to offer support, business support to them, right? So some of our resources that we kind of talked about earlier with the new businesses that are coming into our community, hey, how do we help those businesses in Greenwich, right? How do we help with them connect with the SBAs or SCORES or business resources that, could help take them to the next level? health insurance, they can partner with our broker as well, energy savings program. So we're able to extend that offer to the Greenwich Chamber members.
Oh, it's funny. I made a note here. I put down programs because that's what I was thinking. I was thinking if they become an affiliate member of yours, would they then be able to participate in any of the healthcare things, the energy savings programs, all those kinds of things that we know as members you offer on a consistent basis to try to tie things together. And I think it goes without saying too, Trish, that smaller communities, given kind of the current political climate, are left to their own devices quite a bit more. I hear about it every single day. There could be programs that are uncertain. It could be all kinds of things. So I really applaud you for that. I think that's wonderful. And I totally agree with you. What a sweet little community Greenwich is. Isn't it something?
I'm excited to see where this goes, Jesse. Like I said, this just came to fruition last month. And there are, just for a little clarity, obviously ARCC members, there are some stipulations if you're not an ARCC member and you're just a Greenwich Chamber member, right? And we've worked through all those details, and I'm happy to talk to anyone that has questions about that space. But, we're regionalizing. We're regional chamber, right? It's for the greater good of this community as a whole. And I'm so excited to see what happens.
Boy, really. And, I was trying to do the math in my head because the last time we spoke, very decent membership in ARCC, but I thought I was a little out of date because I was like in the 500s or 600s. And you just mentioned you just broke 1,000. That's really very, very, that's terrific. Congratulations on that. Hey, one thing that I talk to a lot of people about, and I do a lot of interviews and we do some programming about it, is, things that are aimed at our youth. How do we help our youth with their challenges, for instance? But you want to know something? Over and over again, it does come down to, well, what are the economic opportunities for our youth? How will we educate them? How will we get them to stay in our area? And two things that I noted is that, you've got a scholarship fund through a foundation, right? And I know that contributes, but you're also doing other things to say to young people, hey, you want to stay here?
Yeah.
There's an opportunity for you.
Thank you for bringing that up, Jesse, because the youth, it's crazy because it's where, and I think we touched on this even 3 years ago, it's my passion, right? Because it's our future workforce. It's so important to get to our youth and let them know the availability, the career paths, what we have right here in this community. COVID was a challenging time. We couldn't get into the schools. We couldn't get in front of the, for many other reasons, but to the youth part. So now we're back. We can get into the schools. We can talk. We can educate. It's so important. But what we're doing as an organization, for one, so we will be launching a scholarship program in 2026. Stay tuned for the details on that. I'm really excited. But in the past, we had a scholarship for Support Your Trades, right? We helped 29, it was mid-level career people. It wasn't exactly students coming out of high school or college, but we helped people in the trades. We partnership with BOCES, which was really awesome. And now moving forward, we're going to expand that. So maybe it is the trades, but also a partnership with SUNY Adirondack. So we are going to offer scholarships to help our youth stay in this community, get educated, and whatever their needs are, we want to be a driving force behind that. And are you okay if I keep going? Now I'm all fired up. Okay.
Yeah, go.
We worked with Liza. You mentioned Liza this year, and we got an intern. So we've never, as long as I've been with the chamber, which is 9 years, we've never had an intern. So we're like, all right, let's give this a shot. And we have a lovely, lovely girl, Priscilla. She just graduated from high school and she's going to college in Boston. But she's great, right? We're taking her on tours of some of our businesses. It's such an exciting time. I also felt lucky enough to meet with some of the other students that applied for the internship, because I think that it's still important. Although you're not, you didn't get this internship this year, let me help you learn about our community as a whole. So those are some things that we're tackling. I sit on the workforce development board for Warren, Washington, and Saratoga County. and I'm on the youth committee of that board. So just a lot of great work surrounding our youth.
Oh, I just have sort of a question. You were saying that. Can I apply to be an intern?
You sure can.
I can see everybody now. Who's that old guy? You sent him out to get pizza and he's doing figure eights in the parking lot in a sports car. Who's this old guy? What is he doing here?
That's hilarious. Always welcome, Jesse. We'll put you.
Hey, we're out of time. I was so looking forward to this interview, but thank you really for all the work in your team. And to your team also, because I know how you all work together. I've seen it so many times in person.
That's unbelievable.
And the way just people speak about ARCC. And to our viewers there, go to the website. You'll see it on the bottom of the screen. If you're a business here and fit within the qualifications, whatever they may be, reach out to ARCC. It is a wonderful organization. We belong, and we have for years. And we work together with them on a few video programs a year. It's just a wonderful organization run by people like Trish, who just really are very, very interested in the well-being of our community. And I'm going to prove it. I'm going to ambush you here, darling. You had sent me a note prior to the interview when I said, send me an idea what are the kind of things you want to talk about. And to our viewers, you know what she wrote down here? She said, "We're fortunate to lead an organization we love." That's not exactly Business 101, in case you're interested, Trish. That just shows, again, you think to put it in writing. It's true. It's an organization that I know you guys really love. So thanks. Thanks very much for taking the time. And I'll see you probably at some ribbon cutting or something. I'll see you soon. All right?
Thanks for having me, Jesse. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You take care.